Picture this, July 2015. Greece. Banks are locked. You can withdraw 60 euros a day. That's it. Unemployment? 27%. The economy has collapsed by 26% in 7 years. The world is watching Greece fall apart. Fast forward to today. The U.S. ambassador to Greece has Donald Trump's personal cell phone number. Her name is Kimberly Guilfoyle, and she's not just any ambassador. She can bypass the entire State Department and call the president directly. Why? Because Greece went from bankruptcy to becoming absolutely critical to American energy strategy in Europe. This is one of the most insane geopolitical comebacks in modern history. Let me show you exactly how it happened. Here's where this story really begins, and it's not pretty. 2016. Greece is drowning in debt, 180% of GDP. The government is selling off national assets just to keep the lights on. One of those assets, the port of Piraeus. This isn't just any port. It's been Greece's main harbor for literally thousands of years, processing 3.7 million shipping containers annually. So Greece puts it up for sale, and guess what? Europe doesn't want it. America doesn't want it. Nobody bids except one player. COSCO, China's state-owned shipping giant. China offers 368.5 million euros for 67% control. Greece has no choice. They take it. Now here's where it gets interesting. COSCO doesn't just run the port, they transform it. Container traffic explodes from 880,000 containers in 2010 to 5.65 million by 2019. They pump in another 600 million euros in upgrades. Piraeus becomes one of the fastest growing ports in the entire Mediterranean. But think about what just happened. China now controls a major EU port. It's their flagship Belt and Road project inside Europe. And with that comes political leverage. Beijing now has a voice in Athens on EU policy decisions. For Greece, this was a brutal lesson. When you're desperate, you sell to whoever shows up. And the West didn't show up. But here's what China didn't realize. Even bankrupt, Greece still had something nobody could take away. Location, location, location. Let me paint you a picture of Greece's geography. 13,676 kilometers of coastline, the longest in the Mediterranean, 227 inhabited islands, direct access to 3 continents. It's literally where Europe, Asia, and Africa meet. For decades, nobody really cared. During the Cold War, Greece was just another NATO member. After the Cold War, Greece became known for 2 things: tourism and debt crises. Then 3 things happened that changed everything. Europe's energy supply implodes overnight. Russian gas exports to Europe get cut in half, from 155 billion cubic meters down to 80 billion. Germany, which got 55% of its gas from Russia, is suddenly panicking. All of Europe is scrambling for alternative energy sources. Pause. Think about this for a second. Europe needs massive amounts of energy, and they need it fast. Who's sitting right there with direct access to the Mediterranean? Greece, 150 countries, over $1 trillion invested. And Piraeus just proved that China can turn port investments into political power inside the EU. That's making Brussels very nervous. Between 2018 and 2023, Turkey runs 67 exploration missions in waters Greece claims. In 2020 alone, Turkish fighter jets violate Greek airspace 1,741 times. Turkey's pushing this blue homeland doctrine, basically claiming 462,000 square kilometers of sea that overlaps with Greek and Cypriot territory. So suddenly, Greece's position isn't just interesting, it's critical. Europe needs energy security, America wants to counter China, and Turkey's creating instability. Greece just became the most important piece on the board, and that's when Kimberly Guilfoyle enters the picture. Now, Guilfoyle's appointment was unconventional. She's not a career diplomat. She's a former prosecutor, TV personality, and major political fundraiser. She raised over $300 million for Trump's 2020 campaign. When her nomination came out, the diplomatic establishment lost their minds. Too political, they said. Not qualified, they complained. They completely missed the point. Guilfoyle has something no traditional ambassador has: direct access to Trump's personal phone. You know what that means? When she needs a decision, she doesn't file paperwork through the State Department for 3 months. She calls Trump. Decision made. Done. And here's the other thing nobody talks about. Guilfoyle actually has deep personal ties to Greece. She's visited the islands extensively, attended Greek Orthodox services, built relationships in Greek business circles. She calls Greece her spiritual home on social media. Is that unconventional? Yes, but Greek officials see her engagement as genuine, not performative, and that matters when you're trying to build a strategic partnership. She arrived in Athens with one clear mission: turn Greece from a debt case into America's #1 partner in the Eastern Mediterranean, and she had a three-part plan to do it. Let me break down exactly how this works. Right now, ExxonMobil and Chevron hold drilling rights in Greek waters with an estimated 3.5 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. Over $200 million in commitments. Now here's the genius move. These drilling blocks, they overlap with areas Turkey claims under their 2019 deal with Libya. Think about what just happened. If Turkey challenges Greek drilling, they're not just challenging Greece, they're challenging ExxonMobil and Chevron. And when you challenge American oil companies, you get the US government protecting them. Greece just got an American security guarantee through corporate interests. That's 4D chess. Greece's LNG capacity exploded. Imports jumped from 5.8 billion cubic meters in 2021 to 7.2 billion in 2023. That's 24% growth in 2 years. The Revithausa terminal near Athens is expanding from 225,000 to 310,000 cubic meters capacity. The new Alexandroupolis facility adds another 5.5 billion cubic meters annually and connects to the Greece-Bulgaria pipeline, pumping 3 billion cubic meters to Bulgarian markets. This is the vertical corridor strategy. American LNG comes into Greece, then flows north through Bulgaria, Romania, toward Ukraine and Eastern Europe. And get this, US LNG exports to Europe nearly doubled from 34 billion cubic meters in 2021 to 64 billion in 2023. Greece is capturing more and more of that flow. Greece went from energy consumer to energy distributor for 50 million Europeans. Here's a stat that'll blow your mind. Greek shipping interests control 21% of the entire global merchant fleet. That's 5,514 vessels. And in LNG carriers specifically, Greeks own about 25% of global capacity. Guilfoyle's strategy brings Greek ship owners into the American LNG supply chain. U.S. gas gets liquefied at Gulf Coast terminals. Greek-owned LNG carriers transported across the Atlantic. These ships charge $100,000 to $400,000 per day, deliver to Greek terminals, then distribute through Greek-controlled pipelines. America gets global reach. Greece gets paid at every step. It's a perfect alignment of interests. This isn't aid. This isn't charity. This is strategic interdependence. So now Guilfoyle turns her attention to that elephant in the room, Chinese control of Piraeus. She goes public. Straight up questions whether it makes sense for China to control a strategic port when Greece is now America's primary Mediterranean partner. Piraeus is processing 5.65 million containers a year, generating over 150 million euros in revenue. The Chinese embassy in Athens absolutely loses it, accuses her of Cold War mentality, reminds everyone that China invested when Greece was desperate and Europe abandoned them. Does Guilfoyle back down? No, she doubles down. Within months, the US proposes major investment in the port of Elefsina, a direct competitor to Piraeus. Message received. Greece has options now, but it doesn't stop there. American military presence in Greece explodes. Suda Bay gets over 100 million euros in upgrades. Alexandroupolis processes 33,000 US military personnel in 2023. New bases at Stefanovicchio, Larissa, Andravida, MQ-9 Reapers deployed. F-35 preparations underway. Greece's defense spending follows suit. 20 F-35s for $3.5 billion, with options for 20 more. 4 frigates modernized for $2.5 billion, plus $130 million in U.S. military financing over 5 years. Joint exercises now involve thousands of personnel and dozens of aircraft from multiple nations. Let me be clear about what just happened. Greece went from selling its crown jewel to China out of desperation to hosting over $10 billion in American strategic investments by choice. 2015, 60 euro ATM limits, 27% unemployment, ports sold to China. 2025, 7.2 billion cubic meters LNG capacity, 10 billion American investments, pipelines serving 50 million Europeans, 25% of global LNG shipping controlled. Greece learned desperation means no leverage, but controlling what superpowers need transforms desperation into negotiating power. America needs Greek infrastructure, geography, and ships for its entire Mediterranean strategy. This isn't recovery, it's complete strategic repositioning. But here's the question. Did Greece just trade one master for another? Is this genuine partnership, or America doing what China did, just bigger? What do you think? Is Guilfoyle a genius strategist, or is Greece being played again? Let me know below.